Well, coming to Farookh's first, what a match.
Yes, indeed, great match. But Deano and I think that you and Navjot Singh Sidhu have been to the same guy for your elocution lessons. I think, you're not doing badly. You're getting there. But what a match!
Yeah, it was, and the sponsorship with Gillette's going beautifully.
Oh,
well
come on, Deano.
No, it's a great game. Almost blew it.
Right.
I mean, we've been pleading for Pollard to come in at number 4, 3 or 4, but the stubborn think tank, multi-million-dollar think tank, still think they're right and set him at number 6. Luckily for them, Pollard played an innings. He was unbeaten at the end.
Right.
So had he gone in number 3 or 4, it's hypothetical, of course. Mumbai Indians could have well finished with about 175.
I have to point out something. Today we saw a particular instance where Sachin Tendulkar, Ricky Ponting, and there were other 2 players who were trying to make a decision on the field. That's 4 players on the field. You have Anil Kumble, Jonty Rhodes, John Wright, also in the support staff of Mumbai. What's happening?
It was a wonderful mothers' meeting. It was all going. They were going on. What have you brought? Where's the cup of tea? I'm a bit worried about seeing that.
You know what he said? Too many Indians.
Yeah. Well. And there's one Australian. So yeah, I can see that coming from a while back. But look, you listen to the guys, but ultimately Ricky's got to hold the fort because Sachin's had his go as captain, but it's all very well for players to come up to give him an opportunity. But and then you being an ex-match referee, Farokh, I just wonder whether or not Mr. Sachin Tendulkar will actually see Srinath, the match referee, for the way he had a go at the umpire.
He wasn't happy, was he?
Was he out?
I thought it was out.
Well, I'm not sure if he got a nick. If he got a nick, of course he was not out, but otherwise the ball would have clipped the leg stump.
The replays didn't show it.
I've never seen him get stuck into the umpire ever.
So what you're saying is doesn't matter whether he's out or not, he reacted too strongly and he should be looked up by the match referee.
But for me, for pointing it back, how much does it mean to these guys? If you've got a player, look, who's trying so hard to win an IPL, because that's the last thing he hasn't won, in his career as a team player. He's so passionate. And I'll let him go a little bit, but he's still, I think he's got to get better.
Because he doesn't do it very often.
No, it's
and
first
he's
time.
human after all. I mean, but he was so disappointed to see that. I think he was cursing himself. Perhaps not the umpire. I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know what.
That's a Mumbaiker talking, and that's an Aussie talking.
It looked. No, I like Sachin. He's a great ambassador for the game. You don't see him throwing his bat around or cursing umpires and all that. Yeah, he wasn't happy with the decision today. But I think that shows how passionate he is about Mumbai Indians, and perhaps a lapse.
All right, okay. I just want to bring our viewers up to speed with something. We have on NDTV the second screen, and I'm just going to take you through it right now. If you have an iPad or an Android or a tablet, you can actually download the application NDTV HD and then actually click on it, and then you can ask our experts on second screen on the left out here. If you can see it there, you click on that, and then you get a whole lot of options where you can put in your questions and then actually ask them questions regarding if this opens up right now, it's really not.
Technology.
But don't worry, our iPad is not as good as yours. It will show up, and then you can actually ask these experts a question. And I have a question that I want to ask you. Is Chennai versus Mumbai, based on this match, a thriller, the biggest rivalry in IPL?
Oh, by miles. And it was. I just love the standard for it. I don't know about you. This. Of all the games we've seen up to now, you could tell 2 quality teams going at it. There wasn't too many misfields there. I thought the bowling was a little bit better by Johnson there at the death. You can tell that these 2 teams, without doubt, will be competing in the finals.
So much needle between these 2 teams.
Full house.
You'll always find that.
I want to ask you, is
between
it about
Manchester
the teams?
United, Manchester City, or
But is
Chelsea?
it about the teams, or is it about Dhoni versus Sachin?
No. It's about teams.
Teams.
Dhoni versus Sachin. We'll let the media talk about that.
Great.
But it's the teams. They're both great teams, and anyone could win it on any day.
Well, let's take a look at that scorecard. There you have it. Rahul Dravid 65 of 51, powering the Royals to 165 for 7. And despite David Warner's spectacular 77 of 56, Kevon Cooper's 1 over proving to be the difference. Delhi is so close, yet so far losing by 5 runs. Coming to you first, David Warner went for that run at a stage he really shouldn't have, right? Is that the turning point for you?
Well, firstly, it was a damn fine game, but I just felt Delhi absolutely choked here. They should have won that match easily, and you could have said we shouldn't have taken that single to Hodge. But Hodgie, I know him since he was 16. He's struggling with an arm. He couldn't throw an arm, more than 10 metres, and he got lucky, threw one underarm and hit the stumps. Look, it just happens. But all in all, it was a wonderful knock by Warner. He paced himself very well.
But what would you say to him as Alan Border?
No, look, it's a calculated risk. That's what happens, and he hit the stumps. He had to hit the stump side on.
That was unlucky because he was on a roll. He was going. If that was the turning point, that was one of the turning points. But the biggest turning point for me, the daftest thing, was Mr. Botha trying to play a reverse sweep of a full toss, and he paid the price. LBW. How can you do that?
How many did you play in your time?
Never.
Deano?
Reverse sweep.
Reverse sweep
Never existed in our time. I'm showing my age now. But how can you play? A ball is coming straight to you. Mathematically, it's just not possible to hit it like that. How many times are you going to middle it? Very, very few. And that 9 out of 10, the chances are stacked for the bowler, and you're going to get out. And he got out at a very crucial stage when they just needed under 10 runs.
All right, feel free to jump in, although that might be difficult for both of you. But the question is the fact that out here, Rahul Dravid got injured while taking a catch very early on, and then your boy, he came and took over as captain. He got a run, a wonderful catch he got, and then he again instrumented that run out, and then he was talking to that bowler, Kevin Cooper, in the last over. Do you think that worked in the favour of Rajasthan with Rahul Dravid out? And
no, I don't think that at all. But at the same time, look, if Dravid took that catch to get rid of Warner, we'd be talking right now. Look, I think it was great to knock by Dravid. Hodge has been around for a while. He's played a lot of cricket with Cooper. I was Cooper's coach at Chittagong Kings in the Bangladesh Premier League when he first started. He bowled. One ball he did lack is bowling a fast Yorker, which Farokh is really big on, which is rightly so.
Yeah, but that's the most useful weapon in a bowler's armoury.
He bowled it beautifully here. He didn't have the pace to
bowl. You got to play straight to a Yorker. I don't know why they mess around with a good length delivery is the worst possible delivery at the death, because that can be hit for a 6. But a Yorker, if it's right there in the block hole, you can only play straight and get a single.
No, they're in a lot of trouble at the moment, Delhi. I can't see them finishing any higher than
even
7.
with Sehwag coming back.
Even with Sehwag. I tell you what will happen though with Rajasthan, when Watson comes back into their team, now they've got a formidable unit now. And of course we all know that they play well at home, don't they?
Yeah, so and the one thing that they do very well is, even with a not so good team on paper, they somehow manage to perform, and perform really well at that.